Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with K Montes Art Studio, and join me as I go on another adventure to find some fun landscapes to paint and seeing some fun ducks. Look at how beautiful this duck is. I live by the most amazing areas in Philadelphia. Sometimes I forget how naturey and non-city like Philadelphia can be. If you ever come to Philadelphia, you have to check out the non-city areas because we have so many beautiful nature scenes. I love our nature scenes, and I think they don't get talked about as often. When you think of Philadelphia, you immediately think city life, fast, center city, old city, all of these more traditional city areas. But Philadelphia has such a great nature scene. This particular place is the Wissahickon, and it's my favorite place to go. You can ride your bike in this area. You can take hikes through here. There are so many places that you can see different types of animals. I just love the community around here, and there's so many fun little parks and little nooks in Philadelphia that you can just rest and almost escape as a getaway and just have fun seeing cute little ducks. So this particular day, I was on a hunt to kind of just observe and notice the things around me. I have been practicing a lot, just observing and seeing what I draw, right? So I do a lot of landscapes, and in order for me to get really good at painting them without having a reference photo, I have to observe a whole lot. And sometimes that's part of my art activity for the day, where I just stare at trees and understand how the branches move, how the colors overlay, how the shadows drop on certain leaves, and all of those types of things are important to observe in order to become a master at doing such things while not having the object in front of you. Let's talk about these geese. These geese are so vicious. They have no fear of people. They were approaching me in a way as if I were going to feed them. Do not feed the geese. They're very dangerous. They have no fear, and I was more afraid of them than they were of me. But anywho, this little river is so dreamy. I just stood there for about an hour, probably until the sunset actually, and just observed, captured as much as I could to really just take that and kind of run with it when I jump into some of my paintings later on. So this footage was captured April 7th, right before the bloom of a lot of these trees. So we went back maybe a couple weeks after, and the trees were so much more greener. Things were much more alive, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back again and seeing the difference within the trees. So there are probably all types of greens in there and all types of blues and so many fun colors. So if you're a landscape painter and you really enjoy observing things and want to come to Philadelphia, definitely check out this area. Okay, so here's a brief description of the area. Definitely pause the video and read it. And here is my wife and her friend riding through. They took their electric bikes and had a good time while I was doing my art thing. She had so much fun riding. She jumped into the mud on accident, and I was ready to get into the car and start painting. So I pull out my little notebook and my supplies. So what I'm using is my Winsor Newton watercolor palette, black wing pencil, a 4H pencil, and some water brushes. So as I set up, I am pretty prepared to go. This is a good setup actually for on the go with a small little sketchbook and a small watercolor palette. And I always recommend bringing some water brushes with you. They're so much fun to use, and it's an easy, like, quick and ready to go setup. So here's the setup. You can see I just used my stick shift area, and with a water brush you don't need too much water and don't have to worry about spilling water and all of those things. And I was originally gonna sketch in some of the views, but I just went in with the color and kind of started going to town. So ideally what you want to do first is capture the shape of what you're drawing and then go in with some color to blend everything in. So when I first started practicing painting, I was really passionate about sketching a lot of my views and things. Well, back then I was doing figures a lot. I would capture the figure with like a really light yellow so that I can paint over it if I did mess up, because I wasn't the type to kind of sketch on the canvas. And I was using a lot of canvases back then, but sketching with paint first so that you can capture the view right away and then things blend in really easily. So the view that I was trying to capture were of course, the landscape behind the water. And I love those little ducks, so I wanted to capture that as quickly as possible. So I captured the motion of the two ducks that I saw, and then I got the overall gist of the trees behind it. And then I just went in with the color. So I went there about maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and things were still sunny, and I stayed until the sunset, and then it got really dark and I had to turn on my headlights. Also, when you go to areas like this, you want to make sure that there's people around and that you're not alone, just for safety reasons. Of course, I brought my friends with me, and they were still around, so I was sitting in the car alone, but there were people around. So I definitely recommend that. So here's the final painting. I could definitely go back in and add some more color, some more saturation, but I wanted to leave it where it was. It showed the darkness of the sunset and created a nice little moody atmosphere. I really love this setup. I would definitely do this again, and I actually do take these on the go with me. So let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed this little painting and this little landscape travel. I loved the little ducks. Which duck was your favorite? So again, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.